All right, folks, there it is. Before we open up the box, it even came on a pellet. That's a big box. That's a big grill. 1,050 square inches, I'll tell you what. Let's get our hot box and start putting it together. All right, as the sun is setting here in the land of grills, we got it unpacked, and that was my goal for tonight, was to just get it unpacked. You can spend an hour unpacking some of these grills, but we've got everything out of there. We got everything kind of set up. I know those are the legs. There's your heat diffuser. There's your new updated charcoal grate. There's some heat shields. There's the bottom grease tray. The grease goes down there, it pulls out. There's our control panel, side shelf, ash bucket, grease tray. There's all, if you want to know how much assembly, that tells it right there. There's your blister pack. They all look like they're the same size except for a couple here, so I'll probably take all these and put in the grease tray. Just easy to get to. There's our 8-inch wheels, our casters. There's the bottom of the charcoal, of the charcoal hopper. And this door is where the ash bin goes, and that's where the blower is. And the little flapper is inside there. You can see it kind of moving around. And then there's the old fan, folks. Sorry, I almost tripped. That sits underneath and blows and makes everything work. Got a high heat gasket there that goes in between the two. We got a power cord. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say anything about that. And, you know what? We'll see you in the morning, and I'll start putting it together. All right, folks, good morning. I started without you a little bit. Sorry about that. But just did a couple steps here. Number one was to get that latch on, then flip it out of the box. Obviously, I unpacked everything last night. It's a two-person thing, but if you're careful, you can do it by yourself. Next thing is to put the legs on. You put 3 legs on first, and then you put the shelf on, and then the other leg. Now, the legs really aren't numbered, but you remember the ones. This is the axle hole right here, axle hole right over there. Those go by the charcoal hopper, and the one that's got the peg on it goes toward the front. And it's hard to screw up because you got the ones in the back are a 90, and these have that little chamfer, 45-degree chamfer. Same thing the front here. You put that one on, all the screws loosely until you get the shelf on, and then tighten. There's 3 screws, and it's what's nice about it. There are no nuts for that. It's all self-tapper, well, not self-tappers. They have a threaded connection in there that you put the screw to. All right, a lot of your nuts and bolts are in this frame, folks. It takes time, it really does. These connections up here, pretty simple, but when you get down there, those are a little tight. And hey, don't do what I did. Notice anything? Yeah. All right, folks, getting a little ahead of you here. Got the hopper assembly on. There's 2 screws in the back you put on, and then you put the hopper on, and that just keeps it in place. You got another 4 down there. Wiring harnesses go through this hole over here, and then instructions are a little vague as to how you plug them in, but you do have red and black to red to black, and then the black to black is kind of a 50-50 shot on yours. And I've acquired another set of hands here for helping, because this really honestly takes 4 sets of hands. So wheels are on, we're making progress. Give you a look-see as we continue. All right, next up is the heat shields. They got to fit in all these little grooves here, and you just got to struggle a little bit. And then you get so involved on this side, you got to make sure that your slider slot comes through. And then on the other side, this one right here had a one of those on there, and I honestly don't know what was going on there, but it doesn't tighten up to anything other than itself, so I don't understand that, but it's on. And then next is putting on the side shelf. It's got the controller in it. You got 2 hanger nuts you put in, you hang it, and you put the other ends tightened up. And then you got your connections to do, folks. Peel down the insulation. You peel down the insulation on these, you can see what color the wires are, and you match the red and black to the red and black, and then there's black that goes to the white. The yellow one, it's pretty hard to screw it up. There's a big prong, a little prong. You put the little prong in the little hole, big prong in the big hole, and then that's it. This is your power cord, and that just plugs in. You don't put that in until we're done. So we are at the point where we're going to tip this thing over. And at this point, folks, it's a 2-person job. All right, folks, when you put on the heat shields, I kind of screwed up here. I went to put the door on, and this, you can see that this has got to be behind. It was in front, and the hinge wouldn't go on. I'm sitting there thinking, what the heck did we do wrong? And then it dawned on me, all this has got to be tucked in. It's got to be tucked in up here, here, and underneath there. And once you do it right, everything fits. So now we're really coming down the home stretch here. You put this on, you put your top handle on, goes in easy peasy, your thermometer, and then we'll finish her up. Like I said, coming to the end, so you've got this bracket in here, and that's for the heat tunnel, and it hooks and then pulls, and it fits in there. Everybody always is asking, where's the fan on this thing? Well, there's the fan. It's right underneath everything, and that's why there's two sliders on this unit. You got one slider that you open up and lets the air in, and then the other slider lets the smoke and the heat through here. So up, in, and then we've got the grease tray that'll go in next. That slides in, I believe, from the back, and we're getting real close. All right, heat and smoke manifold on. Folks, before you start buttoning things up, you can see all those white speckles, that's styrofoam. We will vacuum all that out. Obviously, in my burn-in, I don't want to melt that out. It leaves a tasty residue inside of here. And then front shelf goes on. There's just 4 screws. I just don't understand why it's so narrow here. And the only thing I can think of, hang on, I'm trying to do this one-handed, is that when it's down, they just didn't want to block the Masters, the Gravity Series sign. That's all I can think of, but it's nice to have a shelf. I just wish it was a little bigger. All right, top shelves are in, I'll tell you, middle and top shelf. Some engineering going on here, folks. So these things, you can see, we've got some pretty intricate things going on here. These are designed to be self-storing, so this comes out as long as this one does too, and then they flip down so you can store them inside your grill. So pretty innovative, and it took me a while to figure it out, but once you figure it out, you go, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, and there's our cast iron grates. These will need to be seasoned, folks. They have 2 sides. I always use them on the side that says sear. It just seems to work a little bit better. And you've got some tool hooks over here. Those are just 3 nuts from behind. And so you got some tool hooks. And then on the back on the 1050, you've got this little storage. So you can put like your fire starters there. That's actually a really nice idea. I like that. So the last thing to do is to check and make sure we plugged in everything right. So I'm going to plug this in and make sure she fires up and see if I can connect with the Wi-Fi, which is not that hard to do. Is all you got to put the app on your phone and it should work, and then we'll see if there's any new updates. We'll upload any new updates and we'll be just about there. All right, must plugged in everything right. She's working. I can hear the fan running, and now I'm going to hook up the Wi-Fi. Remember, you got to have the app on your phone first, and you need to know your Wi-Fi password in order to make this work. So let's get it hooked up. Right now it says version 2. I want version 3. I believe I just did the update, hooking up the, see right there, version 3. So super simple to do. Just got to hook up to your Wi-Fi. Remember, you got to know your Wi-Fi password, and just let the app do its thing. All in all, folks, people are going to ask, Tom, how long did this take? This was a solid 3 hours for me. I've heard people tell me they do it in less than 2. This was 3, and I needed a helper halfway through to help me with it. A lot of the nuts and screws in the stand just takes some time, but once you get it, you get it. And obviously, before you start it up, take all the cardboard off, especially on the inside. Make sure it's clean before you do a burn-in. I'm going to be doing my own burn-in and biscuit test on it, folks. So Tom Horsman YouTube, folks, and in fact, I already posted the review to this grill, and you can see it obviously at Tom Horsman YouTube. And this is a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up, folks. Leave a comment, and as always, I appreciate you watching. Thank you.